Good. How are you?
Pretty good. So now,
I'm Shelby. What's your name?
my name is Dickens. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Where are you from?
Um, I am originally from Haiti. I was born and raised in Haiti, but I currently live in Brazil. Where you
hmm so I'm originally from Florida in the United States, but I live in Romania. Sorry, they're doing construction upstairs.
from? No, no problem.
So
And how
yeah,
do you
go ahead.
how do you like it so far?
I love it. I've been here 2.5 months, so not very long.
Yeah,
Um, and I don't speak the language, so it's a little difficult.
yeah.
But it's great. The food's awesome. The country itself is beautiful, and the people are super, super friendly.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. So, I, so how long have you lived in Brazil for, and what made you move from Haiti?
Yeah. Um, have lived here for 6 years or so.
Uh-huh.
Um, no. Have you heard of Haiti?
Yeah, I lived in the Dominican Republic for 3 years, so I spoke to quite a few Haitians.
Yeah, cool, cool. In Haiti, well, we have less opportunities as a young boy. I really wanted to kind of live, a normal family. In 2013, I graduated from high school, and I
Mhm.
didn't have any idea what I was gonna do with my life. And then my mother, she decided, because of the situation of uh, of the country, and it was easier to get a Brazilian visa. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, this is why I moved.
All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because like I've spoken to quite a few people from Haiti, and they say similar things. Like I've heard a lot of good things about Haiti, but the main downside is there's not a whole lot of opportunity for
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
So I presume there's a large percentage of the population that emigrates out, correct?
yeah, that's correct. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. So if I could, change, I would definitely do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is.
All right. So did you end up going to school in Brazil or did you just go there and start working?
Uh, yeah, I'm graduating from high school next year.
Mhm.
Not high school, sorry, from university.
Yeah.
I am a civil engineering student. And
Congratulations. That's awesome.
thank you. And I work as an intern for the Brazilian government as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's basically what I do here.
That's awesome. So I presume you speak Portuguese then, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, how many languages do you speak?
Fluently, only two, just English and Spanish, but I know a little bit of French, like
Mhm.
little from high school,
Yeah,
and I'm learning Romanian now.
Romanian. Is it tricky?
hmm It depends. I mean, there's a lot of similarities, luckily, between French and Spanish.
Mhm.
So pulling from both of those languages, I can kind of get the grasp on things. It helps that my husband is Romanian and speaks fluent Romanian,
Yeah,
so he helps me a lot.
that's cool.
But it's it's strange. Like it's not like English how they form the sentences.
Mhm.
Everything's sort of flipped,
Yeah,
so it's similar to French in that way, at least from what I found. But it's I don't know. I feel like learning like Portuguese after knowing Spanish would be a lot easier than learning Romanian after knowing Spanish.
yeah.
Um, but it helps that I'm here and I was surrounded by people. Like everybody that I know speaks English as well.
Mhm.
Um, but obviously in the street, not everyone speaks English, so I
Yeah,
kind of have to get used to it. So it's really good being immersed in the culture.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Great.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite place in the world? So you are American and now you're living in another country. So yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I moved around a lot as a kid. I've never like I moved to different countries every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Um, I think my favorite would be Uruguay. I
Sure.
lived there for 3 years, and granted, I was in middle school and high school, but I would love to go back. It's of course, it's South America, but it's very European.
Yeah.
Um, so I enjoyed that a lot. I've never gotten to visit Brazil, but I'd like to go there. And the Dominican Republic was interesting. There were a lot of aspects I didn't like about it, but there were
Hmm.
so many things that I did. And at some point, I want to go back and visit. Um, just because there's so much that I didn't get to see during the time I was there.
Yeah. That's cool. Cool.
Yeah.
So sorry. If you could change anything in the world, so
Mhm.
what would it be?
If I could change anything in the world, I mean, it would be a big project, but if I could change anything, it would be canceling out like the huge inequality become between low income communities and high income communities.
Hmm.
Like for instance, I lived in West Africa in Togo and Benin for 2 years,
Hmm.
and there was such a huge um, there was such a huge gap between the lower income people and the higher income people. And it was really depressing because on the way to school every day, we passed this one like trash pile.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that literally lived at that trash pile. He wore no clothes and like clearly was on the very, very lower income level.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you'd see a Mercedes or a BMW drive down the street. So there's no equality. And also there's like along with that social inequality and economic inequality, those people don't have access to clean drinking water. They don't have access to electricity. They mostly have now, but it's intermittent, right? It's not like something you'd get
Yeah.
here in Romania, for example, where it doesn't go away. But
Yeah.
there, it's on for a little while, it's off for a little while, and I experienced that in the Dominican Republic as well.
Yeah.
Like luckily we had a generator, so if power went out, we could still have some power, but so many other people didn't have that, and I think that's a huge problem because like for COVID the rich have gotten richer and the poor have gotten poorer, so
Yeah.
this is just a really like good but terrible example
Hmm.
of how a terrible situation in the world, how a pandemic can affect so many people in so many different ways.
Yeah. That's really bad. That's really bad. Um, yeah. I love your answer. If I could, I would do the same.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Um, well, I think one of the problems that we should definitely try, to solve is, yeah, I think now if I could, I would change. I would try, to fix climate change as well,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
uh, it's a huge challenge, and we have to, to try to to fix it very soon. So
Hmm.
otherwise, our planet, it's gonna be destroyed. But you're
Yeah.
right. So, but it is what it is.
But I do agree with you too. But like my first degree was environmental sustainability. So I'm super passionate about that.
Yeah.
And sorry. And I think that that's a major, major issue because we can solve every other problem in the world. But at the end of the day, everything can be perfect. But if we leave that one thing up to chance or we continue going down the path that we're going to, all
Mhm.
of our efforts mean nothing in the end because things go to how do I say this in a nice way? They go downhill quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. So, the last question, because I love asking questions, right? Um, so what's your favorite food?
My favorite food.
Yeah.
So I'm vegan. I don't eat meat or dairy or anything. So my favorite food is something we made last night, and it's just a big, like a mess of a salad: potatoes, onions, cucumber, tomato, any garlic, anything you can throw in there is delicious with a little bit of oil and salt. Healthy, good, filling.
That's cool. So we're gonna run out of time. So it was nice, to meet you, and I hope to see you
Yeah, you
soon.
too. Yeah, me too. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.